Welcome back to Axis Anime. My name is Henshin Ikeda, and today I'll be doing a walkthrough review of Magi episode 19. Now, if you remember from last episode, we found out the Ku Empire has arrived in Bulbad with an armada of ships just out in the port waiting to attack. Then moving on past that, we do find out Alibaba wants to fight them. He wants to stay in Bulbad. Bulbad is now a republic. It's free, per se, for now. But he still wants to fight regardless. And Sinbad, yeah, he disagrees and he just knocks out Alibaba and sends him to Sindra, well, to get stronger, obviously, and for other reasons, of course, while Sinbad in general goes to the Ku Empire as promised, so he's keeping his end of the bargain as he did promise. So we're taken to a different scene about a month later. So here's the good news and the bad news. But let me switch that around. Let's go to the bad news first. Yeah, the Ku Empire now rules over Bulbad. However, this is the good news. Guess what? They recognize Bulbad's rights as a republic. So I guess that's kind of good news, but you're still under the Ku Empire's thumb, so I don't know really how to respond to that. To me, it's just another way of saying you're screwed or fucked in general. Truth be told, right? Moving on past that, we do find out there is a catch to the Ku Empire and Sinbad. Apparently, in order for them to keep up, I guess, their little charade, Sinbad, I guess, is now open to a lot of suggestion from the Ku Empire, and the Ku Empire basically says, well, we're going to send over one of our princes to be a delegate per se and try to learn something from your country, something along those lines. We don't really know what this prince will be learning in Sindra, however, he'll be sent there regardless, so that's definitely worth mentioning. Now, we're also taken to a different scene with Sinbad and his generals. We're introduced to all these different generals that are under Sinbad. Very interesting in my opinion. Out of all of his generals, two of them actually stand out the most, and we get to see them in this tournament. Now I should also point out these two different generals will be actually training with Aladdin and Alibaba. Just putting that out there. And again, that's where the episode ends, and I'll hold my final thought and rating at the end of the clip, so stay tuned. But let's dive right on in. So we open up this episode with Aladdin. He's actually training with Yumera, which is one of the generals under Sinbad. Definitely worth mentioning, and she is a water mage. I love saying that because I love water mages when they're women. It makes sense because water, you always think aqua, Aquarius, something like that, and I think water, women. That's how my mind works, but sorry, I digress. Again, Aladdin is training with Yumera, and she's trying to explain to him about what magic is and how to use it. Not like he didn't already know it, she's just trying to give him more of a better feel for it in general. Now, Aladdin does catch on, and he is a lot more mature, just putting that out there. Now, we're taking to a different scene with Alibaba. Now, he's training with Shuriken, which is also another general underneath Sinbad. Now, he's actually doing a little sword play, they're doing back and forth sword play, and Shuriken actually wins. He's a pretty good trainer, but Alibaba is just one poor ass swordsman, to be honest. He really can't lay a finger on this guy, just putting that out there. Now I should also point out Alibaba's original sword is still broken. It's the weapon he originally had, the dagger that has Omon inside of it, his Dajin. Yeah, it's still broken, so he's using a temporary sword, not his dagger, so just putting that out there. Now moving on past that, we do find out Sinbad, he actually notices that Alibaba's sword is broken, and he points out he wants to give Alibaba his own dagger, because apparently you can transfer your Dajin into another weapon, so that's possible. However, Alibaba's got a little sentiment thing going on with his daggers. Like, this dagger means a lot to him. It was his first dagger he bought with money made when he was with his father, so it's kind of meaningful to him. However, yeah, Sinbad gives him his dagger, which he originally got from Alibaba's father, so it also has meaning. And eventually we do see, Sinbad giving his dagger to Alibaba, and Alibaba's Dajin moves from his old dagger to his new dagger. Got interesting, very interesting there. I can't wait to see what's going to happen next. But again, that's where we open up with. Now we're taken to a different scene with Sinbad. Now apparently, Sinbad in general is telling Morgana about becoming a household member. I know, right? A household member? Oh, this is interesting. Apparently, he wants Morgana to become stronger. Now, apparently, since she'll be around both, Aladdin, Alibaba, and the rest of them, this is her way of getting more powerful. So basically, Sinbad wants her to pick out a new item or new weapon of some sort, anything that's metal in general. That would work. That would definitely work. That's how she'll become a household member. Now, I don't really know how that's going to work. I can't wait to see it. So we're taking to a different scene. This is more or less an update on what a household member is, because I know you're probably scratching your head like, okay, what the hell is this dude talking about? What the hell is a household member? I know I was scratching my head the first time I heard this too. So a little bit of information that's being shot right at us. What is a household member? So apparently a household member is a powerful warrior drawn by the king candidate, sorry, I pronounced that wrong, candidate, and they gain, well, who gain the power of his king's Magio. That's definitely worth mentioning, right? And I should also point out, you also use their skills as well. So as their skills of that king or Dajin, so you get to use the skills of this king as well as the Dajin. So that's kind of interesting. But you need a vessel. I'm pointing that out. You need a vessel. To store power per se. So that kind of makes sense. I mean, it just doesn't poof right there. You got to have something to store this power in. That does kind of make sense. So we're taking to a different scene with Morgana, and well, she chooses her shackles when she was a slave because they're meaningful, because Aladdin freed her and so on and so forth. Gulth freed her as well. And I'm like, okay, I see the meaning behind here, but still shackles? Okay, if you're doing it to be cute, that's cool. If you're doing it to be kinky, you're just freaking weird. Because no. I'm just putting that out there. But again, she chooses her shackles. I'm like, because of the memory she had, obviously. So it's meaningful to her. However, we're taken to a different scene with Jafar. He jumps right in just before we can see anything else, like how they do the whole transfer thing going on there and what's going to happen with these shackles. So Jafar jumps right in and he tells Sinbad the Ku Empire delegate has arrived, which is the prince. So like, ooh, we get to see the prince. So we're taken to a different scene. So this is the new character we're just thrown at. His name is Hayakawa Ren, if I pronounce his name wrong, because I'm being freaking sarcastic. I don't even like this guy, but I'm calling him by his last name. I notice I keep seeing the words Ren. I'll call the princess by her real name, but I'm just going to call this Prince Ren because I like the name Ren, okay? Bear with me. So we're introduced to this new character. His name is Ren, and he is actually the 4th prince of, well, the Ku Empire in general. So I'm like, okay, so he's the 4th prince. Who cares? But he looks cool. I like the eyes. His eyes were just off balance. That's the first thing you freaking notice. Then you see the scar on his face. I don't know if that's a tattoo or a real scar, but just putting that out there. But moving on past that, we do find out he's welcomed by Sinbad right off the bat. Now, I should also point out he is the stepson of the Ku Empire's current leader, or ruler in this case. So he's the stepson. He's not blood related, but he's the stepson. So just, again, putting that out there. I mean, if you didn't know that already. And guess what? Yeah, Lady Kuya, or if I pronounce her name wrong, oh freaking well, her name is Kogaku, there you go. Lady Kogaku actually piggybacks with the prince and jumps on the boat, and now she's in Sindra as well. Yeah, so she came as well. This was kind of a big surprise. I'm like, really? So we get to see the princess who has a thing for Sinbad. Oh, this can't be good. And guess what? No, it's not. We're taken to a WTF scene with this princess, and guess what? She attacks Sinbad. She literally attacks Sinbad, and she wants to duel him. She literally wants to duel. I'm like, sweet! We get to see the princess versus Sinbad, because he's got all of his dodging now. Oh, frick, I can't wait to see this, man. I cannot wait. Yeah, apparently so. This is the reason why she actually wants to duel him and kick his ass. When Sinbad was in the Ku Empire, about a month back, and it was his last night on the island or in that continent per se, apparently he was sharing a bed with the princess, butt frickin' naked. Now she wakes up first and he's asleep, but she doesn't know how she wound up in his bed or the bed in general, and apparently she feels her body was defiled. I don't know how women come up with those kind of fucked up scenarios, but if you wake up in a dude's bed and he's buck naked and you have no idea if you were drinking the previous night, usually someone probably kidnapped you and threw you in there. That's common sense. I mean, either someone slipped you a frickin' roofie or something's just not adding up right here. I mean, I believe that's his room. If it's his room, aren't you the one that's defiling him technically? No technicalities, right? But sorry, I digress. So we're taken to a different scene with Sinbad, and his men basically do not support him. I'm just saying, all of Sinbad's generals, yeah, they don't support him. They're calling him a drunk. They're saying he's a drunk and whatnot. I'm like, come on, you're pointing the frickin' fingers here. I don't know how else I can describe this. They really just don't support him. However, he was technically had 1 or 2 drinks during his last stay in the Ku Empire, so he might have been a little passive-aggressive. We don't really know, but I'll get to that later on. Trust me. So we're taken to a different scene with the princess, Kuya, or whatever you want to call her. I'm going to have fun with this. I love being freaking sarcastic with this. Trust me, I'm smiling. I'm just going to call her princess because I don't want to fuck with you guys anymore. But anyways, the princess in general explains she was assaulted before she entered the room. So let me get this straight. You were assaulted, and then you wound up somehow in Sinbad's room, and you feel your body was defiled. So how come you didn't say you were, kidnapped beforehand instead of coming up with this fucked up scenario? Because you know what? If you were kidnapped, how the hell can you come up with the assumption it was Sinbad? I mean, it's Sindra. Think about it. He's the king of Sindra. If you were to do anything along those lines, World War III, technically. Okay? So he wouldn't do something that stupid. And his men kind of say he wasn't drunk that day, so he has an alibi. So you might have wanted to say that the first time you saw him. Yeah, I was also assaulted before saying your body was defiled. I would probably this is what I would have said. Show me the proof. Show me the frickin' proof. You don't got any proof. Shut up. Plain and simple. Yeah, so moving on past that, all I have to say is not even Sinbad's generals believe him in general. Yet again, they're hearing this. You hear the same conversation over and over again. You see each different general come up with some random excuse why they don't believe Sinbad is telling the truth. Like, no, you did that. Come on. You banged the princess. Come on, be honest. Come on. Come on. This freaking hilarious. That's all I can say. Now, we do see Kei Kuban, which actually is one of the princess's subordinates or house members, if I'm correct. He might be a household member. I'm not sure, but he is technically the subordinate of the princess, and I thought it was definitely kind of funny. And he wants Sinbad to marry the princess. What? She's just a little kid. But I know, maybe for diplomatic things, but still, just because you think Sinbad may have defiled the princess, you want a marriage? Screw you. I would have took you out in a second. Screw you, man. Screw you. So we're taking to a different scene with Sinbad. He tells Yumera to use her powers just to, show what everyone what actually happened. Because apparently Yumera can use her magic to do this with her, water magic and whatnot. She's a water mage. So here's the real truth. Apparently someone carried the princess into Sinbad's room. That's what actually happened. And everyone gets to see it. And she was not freaking defiled. Yeah, they literally watch this whole thing with Yumera's water magic, and you can see the bodies in the bed, and someone carries, the princess over to, Sinbad's room, and they do absolutely nothing in the bed. I'm like, shame on you, Sinbad. If you were gonna do something stupid and perverted, that was your chance, and you didn't do jack. So it was kind of funny though. But moving on past that, we do find out Kei Kuban doesn't believe Sinbad won. Not at all. There's the proof. You don't believe it. And apparently he doesn't believe Yumera's magic either. So like, it's a fake. Don't listen to him. Marry the princess. So we're taking to a different scene with Kei Kuban. Here's the truth. You sitting down? Sit down. Here's the truth. So I thought it was kind of funny. So Kei Kuban was the culprit. Yeah, he actually knocked out the princess with 2 guards, which we don't get to see yet, but toward the end of the episode we actually get to see them. But I'll get to that later on, trust me. But anyways, these 2 guards and Kei Kuban, they knock out the princess. Well, Kei Kuban knocks out the princess. These 2 guards help Kei Kuban bring the princess into Sinbad's room. They just lay her in the bed and they walk away. Now apparently the plan was to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, technically. Since the bulb bath ceremony thing went awry and there's not going to be a kid, maybe Sinbad might marry the princess and they might have an offspring, and then Sindra and the Ku Empire will become one. That was that's the plan he was going for. Now there's a little hiccup in that little bump there, if that makes any sense. A little hiccup in his plans. I said it right. So he has a little hiccup in his plans. Yeah, those 2 men, they stepped forward. Yeah, the ones that helped Kei Kuban. It's like, yeah, we did it. Sorry. I was like, oh, yeah, Kei Kuban did it. He almost got away with it. Trust me, he almost got away with it. And then his 2 freaking these guards in general, come out of nowhere. It's like, yeah, it was him. We helped him. I would have been like, you bastard. Both of you. So we're taking to a different scene with the prince. He jumps right in and he kind of secures Kei Kuban because he was about to do something stupid. And the prince jumps in and stops Kei Kuban. And then he apologizes to Sinbad and Jan's like, I'm so sorry, blah, 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 I'm so sorry. And apparently the princess forgives Kei Kuban for his actions. And Kei Kuban becomes very sneaky. Yeah, this guy called Kei Kuban, even though the princess has forgiven him for what he did, now he's being all fucking sneaky. And I love Jafar. This is probably the best scene. We see Jafar spit on Kei Kuban. I'm like, more power to you, man. More power to you. So we're taking to a different scene with the prince. Apparently he's trying to tell Sinbad something really important. Apparently that the organization that apparently, Isnan was actually a part of is coming to Sindra. Yeah. So the organization that is around the Ku Empire right now is coming to Sindra. Yeah, they have their eye on Syndra. I'm like, yeah, they're coming for you. They're watching you. Now, this was kind of interesting. Sinbad talks to the prince like, why are you telling me this? Why are you telling me the organization's going to be coming and they have their eyes set on us? He turns around and tells Sinbad, yeah, I want to destroy the Ku Empire. And that's where the episode ends. As for my final thoughts, okay, this prince, either he's fucking with you, Sinbad, and it's not enjoyable, or he's actually telling you the truth and he wants to take out the Ku Empire. I don't know why. I mean, technically he's the stepson of the current ruler, so maybe it's bad blood? We don't really know. He's not really blood related, but, maybe it's just, a little family war thing going on. We don't really know. Moving on past that, for Aladdin and Alibaba, their new training, I can't wait to see what their new power level is going to be. Magic-wise, Magio-wise. Can't wait to see that, to be honest. And come on, Alibaba's new dagger that he got from Sinbad, I can't wait to see what it's going to turn into. If it's going to still look like the original dagger he had where it transforms into that sword, maybe. Either way, it's probably going to be more powerful. Just putting that out there. But again, that ends it for my final thoughts. Nothing too special there. I didn't want to complicate it too much. As per my rating, I'm feeling a 3.5 out of 5. I'm being not that generous because this episode did not freaking wow me. Yeah, we got a little information. Was there any drama? Yeah, between the princess and Sinbad, but that was light drama. That was more of a filler in my opinion. Was there any fighting? It would have been a fight if the princess would have taken out, Sinbad, but no, there wasn't. K. Kuban almost started something, but it really didn't go anywhere. So final rating, 3.5 out of 5. No, literally, 3.5 out of 5. But again, that ends it for my walkthrough review of Magi, episode 19. So, definitely, comment down below, let me know, thumbs up, thumbs down, definitely subscribe, check me out on Twitter, and follow me if you like. Dramatic pause there, I love it, don't you? But definitely, let me know what you thought of this episode, and let me know what you think's going to happen in the next episode that's coming out. But again, guys, that ends it for now. I gotta hit the bricks, I gotta go, and before I go, I gotta say it, and I always say it. You can't stop the access, but you can watch the feed. I'll see you later, guys.